All right, back with another season 4, episode 5, Westworld. I don't know how you say that name. Zugula. That's however you say that name. And Christina questions the nature of her reality. Charlotte tasks William with tracking a human outlier who has breached. And that is not even a good description of this episode, because a lot more than that happened. I can tell you that for sure. A lot more than that happened. That's for sure. And I'm gonna tell you, man, this Westworld, it just gets better and better every episode. I mean, when we first watched this episode, we first watched the first couple of episodes, we thought that we were finna see a war. And basically, they skipped ahead 23 years past the war, and now we see the aftermath. If they wanted to, they could have stretched that out and made that season 6, but they skipped ahead and 23 years in the future, and here we are with the aftermath. Charlotte Hale won the war, and here we are, man. And I'm telling you, man, it's just getting better and better, man. They doing a real good job, man. And one thing for sure, first things first, we learned about the homeless man. We learned who the homeless man was. The homeless man that was talking about the tower and couldn't nobody see the tower. He was scribbling pictures of the tower. I think we saw him in like the first or second episode. We finally got to see who he was. I think he was like an accountant. So they had his story. They wrote his story for him. He was like an accountant, had a family and some stuff like that. But anyway, he became an outlier, and he could see the tower, and he could tell that this was a fake world they were in. And they sent the host out to kill him. See, that's what the hosts do. The humans they reverse Westworld. They made the humans. They control the humans now. They had them in the park, and basically they have the humans in these story loops that Christina controlled. They had them in the story loops because Hale had to bring back Dolores as Christina, and a version of Dolores as Christina, because she needed Dolores to create the loops for the humans. So when them outliers come out, now see, that's another thing. Like, why are they breaking out of the loops? I think it's because Christina subconsciously, because she's breaking out of her own loop. I think that maybe that's why the humans are breaking out of their loops. See, she's putting something in their loop, in their programming, in the humans to make them break out. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, so it's unfortunately the homeless guy, we saw he was killed, but before he was killed, the host, she hesitated and talked to him for a little bit, and I guess she saw humanity in him, and that's why she ended up kind of flipping out and went on a killing spree. And Charlotte, I think she's seeing that in a lot of the hosts. They're going on killing sprees and they're malfunctioning. But I'll explain what's really going on with the host a little later. We learn later what's going on with the host. What's really going on with the host a little later. And it was nice to see Teddy and Christina. We got to see Teddy talk to Christina and kind of explain to her what's going on. And that was a nice scene. That was nice to see. And he's kind of waking Christina up, waking her up out of her slumber. And he's kind of waking her up to what's going on. And the phase we in now in this show, it looks like to me that we're in this is like the Matrix. We've crossed over into the Matrix version of this show, right? That's kind of like what the show is to me. It's like isn't it like the Matrix? It's pretty much like the Matrix. That's pretty much what we're watching right now. We're watching the Matrix. And I mean, it really. I think personally, I think that they copied the Matrix on how, like this part of the show. It kind of copied the Matrix because it kind of copied the Matrix to simplify the storyline. The Matrix concept is a concept that has been used over and over in different stories, and it's a concept that we're familiar with. And I think they made this. They chose that concept to make it easier on the viewers, us viewers, and plus, I think really Westworld, their writers are so smart. They wrote really a better sequel to the Matrix. This should have been the sequel of the last Matrix movie they just put out. Because the last Matrix movie they put out, I don't know. And this meeting with Hale and Charlotte, wasn't that intense? Wasn't that intense? Like I thought Hale was like finna like shut Charlotte. I mean, I thought Hale was like finna shut Christina down. This meeting here with Christina and Charlotte. I thought Hale, because Hale was being very patient with her. The meeting between Hale and Christina. I'm getting these names mixed up, but Hale was real patient with Christina, wasn't she? At this meeting, I mean, I thought Hale was gonna like snap her fingers and make everybody freeze, and she was like, look, heifer, playing around and tell me who you what's the guy name, because she wanted to know the name of that guy. And I'm like, she can find out if she want to. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. She can find out if she want to, but it's just so much happened with this episode. Then Christina went back to her job, and she got her manager, the guy that's her manager that's watching over her. She made him freeze and stopped his programming, but Christina learned through Teddy that she can control everything. She can control the people. She can control the humans. That's how she was able to get away from Hell, because she made some people in the background drop something and make a lot of noise, and she used that as an excuse to leave. And I wonder, did Hell pick up on it that Christina is the one that made them do that? I kind of was looking at Hell. I think Hell recognized that Christina made that diversion. If she didn't recognize it then, Hell is going to figure it out later, because Hell is, very interesting, very smart. Hell is Christina. Her and Christina are the same, are copies of the same person, right? They're copies of Dolores, right? So that's what Teddy meant when Teddy told Christina. Christina was like, who's making me do this? And Teddy told her, you are. So, because she's a copy of the Dolores, and Hell is a copy of Dolores. This is crazy. This stuff is just crazy, man. But we have a real interesting meeting between the Man in Black and his host version of Man in Black. And the host went down there. Oh, another thing. When Hell sent the host, she sent the host down there to kill that outlier. Notice how the Man in Black host, he froze up and had a touching moment with the host where she laid her head on his shoulder, and then they were able to rescue that woman. And then from that point, the host Man in Black, the host version, he went down into the basement and unfroze the original Man in Black and had a conversation. And basically, by the end of that conversation, he turned. You could see right then the original Man in Black. He might be human, but he still got it, don't he? He know how to manipulate people, don't he? Because basically now he's finna have the original version. I mean, he's finna have the host version of the Man in Black. He's finna have him turn on Hell, and it looks like the host Man in Black is gonna turn on Hell and start a revolt. And you know what? This is gonna be interesting. At this point, let's just go ahead and oh yeah, before I move on, here's an important thing. We also learned with that meeting between the host Man in Black and the Man in Black, that meeting he had with himself. We learned that what's going on with the host. The virus is from the humans is infecting the host. If I got that correctly, the virus from the humans is affecting the host and is making the host want to kill themselves. That's why the woman who killed the homeless man, she ended up killing herself. So yeah, we're learning a lot, man. It's hard to keep up with this stuff. I know it's a lot. But moving on to predictions. So, man, going forward, man, this crazy, man. It's so much stuff going on, man. It's hard to even keep up with this stuff. But moving forward, man, it looks like um I'm gonna say this right now. So it looks like the man in black host is gonna turn on hell. But I wouldn't be surprised if hell don't see that coming. She did create the man. The man in black host. So she might see that coming and she might be able to do something about that. But this is going to be interesting, man. You got that dynamic going on. And these rebel guys. Now, we didn't see Bernard. We didn't see Bernard this episode. We saw Bernard, the Bernard friend, the guy from the park, the security guy from the park, but we didn't see Bernard. Okay, so we're gonna probably get a good dose of Bernard and Caleb's daughter, the woman that's playing the grown-up version of Caleb's daughter. So hopefully, maybe coming up next episode, I know in the next couple episodes, we're probably finally going to see Caleb's grown daughter run into the copy of her father, Caleb. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be real interesting. And man, there ain't no sense in me trying to go too far out on the limb with the predictions because this show, the writers are so far ahead, and this show is just on such another level with the writing. Man, we just got to sit back and enjoy this. Because we thought that from the first two episodes, I thought we were going to see like another war. But they just said, forget that. They jumped 23 years ahead. They said, forget it. Hell won the war. And now we 23 years ahead of where the first episode started. So how can we predict what's next? We just got to sit down and enjoy these next couple of episodes. Okay? If you're still here, you're still watching, I appreciate you. You're a loyal friend of mine. And that's why you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta tell me something in the comments, help me out with this stuff. Tell me something. You know I missed some stuff. There's so much going on, I can't cover it all. But I'll see you next time. Episode 6.